briefly. On the left-hand side of your screen, that is Mike. He's going to be on your Anakin deck. And on the right, that is Luis. He will be on Dooku. Both these guys locals here from Houston.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, our round timer's probably started. I'll go ahead and there is your matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Both hailing, oh, that's put Mace in. That's the wrong leader.
I'll fix that. Very excited about this Mace deck.
I'll fix that. That is not the right leader.
So I know the Dooku deck, what he wants to throw down, the best one for him is the one that makes 2 battle droids, because then he can do some crazy shenanigans on turn 2. But he has a couple of other turn 1 plays that are pretty good. He can play Poggle to start cranking out battle droids to use for exploit or just to flood the ground, or he can play Lux Planetary.
You know what? That seems to be an error.
Okay.
Space units. There we go. All right, so we've got Mike's got an aggressive start with an A-wing. I'm fascinated by the fall off. Uh-oh, we got 2 battle droids.
Oh, is he playing the droid deployment?
You got the droid deployment.
All right, let's do it, baby. We're getting started early.
So this is the trick to playing
they prefer
a
Yeah, I think it's just because it's bigger and it shows up.
6/6 in space on turn 2 right here.
Take
So
initiative.
he's got
And I will.
the new Invincible is a 6/6 for 6. If you have a separatist something or other, basically having Count Dooku means that if you can play it for 5, and then you can use Count Dooku to give it exploit 1 and eat half of your first turn play. Well, I don't know if he has it in his hand or not. Oh, it looks like he does. I see his chip there.
He does. It looks like he's got it. Or is that invisible? No, that is. He's got it.
That's invincible.
That's invincible. He can have that out this turn.
So he's going to drop a 6/6 immediately.
He can have that out like now.
I've been fascinated in the fall off of Green Squadron A-Wing. Just because it's such a, before the pilots and all of the new space stuff came out, it was so strong because it was so rare that it's one damage, one attack really hurt it on the defense.
Yep. Luis going for max value here. Going to swing in with these battle droids before he exploits them out. Take advantage of the fact that they can't be smashed off the board just yet.
So it's going to be it's not a trade yet. Oh, it will be a trade because he'll use Anakin he's going to do this, but then he's going to eat 3 cards and do 2 damage to the base. So even though he's going to lose this 6/6 immediately, it's going to be a good card.
I think I would wait. I would wait to do this until the A-wing swings in.
If I have
Nah.
a unique.
You're saying no. Go ahead and play it.
I'm saying because you're trying to run your opponent out of cards. Oh, put it in space.
Put it in space.
Put it in space.
That's a space unit.
So you still got to pay
It's a space unit.
3. That's 4.
Wrong arena.
Yeah, that counts as 2.
Yeah. Exploit.
okay,
Exploit
okay.
counts as 2.
3. Hit
Do
two
we
base
need
for
to?
5.
Do we need to? You need to tell the judge that that's not in space unit. They've got it in the wrong. Well, okay, that's one way to do it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there. They've got it.
They got it.
There
They
we
got
go.
it.
All right.
Okay.
There we go. 3, 4, 5. All right. 5 to base from the A-wing. 1, 2. Yep. With Biggs,
All right.
that checks out. And then going to push 1 more with the remaining battle
Take
droid.
initiative.
So
I
I
don't
guess
know
it makes
about that
sense. He swung with 1, and then that's the one he exploited to go with Dooku. Because Dooku only has exploit 1, so that makes sense.
Correct.
And then leave the other one if you get the opportunity to do something with it. Well, then great. John says it's fine. Invincible landed on the planet. No big deal.
He's got the invisible hand, so his is a lot more battle droidy than mine.
Now I got to look at Invincible again. Refresh my memory. This is the new JTL Invincible,
Correct.
and it does things. You may
It's
return
6.
a non-leader unit that costs 3 or less to its owners when you deploy a leader.
When you deploy a leader,
So it's
so-
just a solid unit right now, just a big beefy thing to have on the board.
Yeah, you almost never, at least when I play it, you almost never pull off the
game
bounce,
text.
but it's just
Yeah.
a nice to have. Like
For
I
sure.
made it to 7 because Count Dooku exploits 1 later than it should, or not exploits, but deploys 1 later than it should.
Right.
When you play the return, okay.
But if you get there and oh look, I returned your thing. Especially if they have a pilot
Right.
on it. If they have a pilot on something, you can
Hit the
bounce.
base for 5.
Now this is the first time I've actually watched someone use that counter thing,
Oh, the base health thing.
the base health thing.
The thing that are weird about those, in my opinion, is the fact that, and
They're
this is
so
some.
big.
Well, I get caught by this. People don't like There's people out there that don't like my overlays because of the way I display health. Because by the strict letter of the rules, you're supposed to count base damage up.
Right.
Okay. But which that thing does.
But it covers.
But it does by covering up the damage that you
Right.
actually have available. It's a little weird.
From her on attack kills it.
Okay.
before the
6 to
attack.
base. Sabine's going to clean out the battle droid. Everybody's still got other resources standing.
I'm surprised Lewis didn't take this moment to take out that A-wing because that raid is such a big
Yeah,
swing
it would
on
be
attack
real easy for him to
versus
just
defend.
step on it and be done with it.
Right. Step on it, be done with it. Knock, and then you knock 2 cards out. Like that's kind of one of the things I pay a lot of attention to with these pilots that people are playing is that it's real easy to run out of cards if you start putting a pilot on something and then losing the whole tarted up unit.
Yep.
Jimmy Patrollers.
He really likes playing space units on the ground. Also a space unit, bud. There you go.
Play a K2SO.
Oof. Yeah, I think
So
Luis is going to
when it
regret
happens,
not killing that
you do
A-wing.
3 damage to your base, or you discard a card.
All right. And
Let's see what he's going to play now.
K2.
I assume he's going to exploit one of those guys. He's really leaning into the exploit of Dooku, which my version of this doesn't do quite as much. All right, looks like he's going to play the
I will play.
combat droid, the commando droid. I don't know, whichever one that is.
It's just
That's
right
the
to
commando
He just
droid.
played it. He didn't exploit anything.
Take initiative.
pass.
That is this guy, the Separatist Commando.
I am less excited about that guy when I play him. He seems like he'd be good. He's fun to grab with the crawling with vultures guy, the invisible
Yes.
hand. But usually, like he's not a good 2-drop on turn 1 because you can't attack with him immediately. You have to have something. You have to play something and then attack with him, and usually he's dead
Down
at
one
that point.
resource at like 7 at one point. So
So,
Ooh, Techno Union.
try not to make.
so
the same
the scrolling ticker bar now updated at the bottom of the screen. Okay, I've got to fix a couple of things there. Yikes, apparently. But the leader status is the one that I really wanted to see. Yeah, actually, this is the first time we're getting a look at this data. I'm curious to see who's.
Oh,
So Sabine is our most popular leader in the field today.
10%, but at 10%,
Quinlan.
that's like 8. Or I guess that's, yeah, that's probably 9.
Surprise strike with the A-wing.
So that's 5 plus that's 8.
8.
Hit the invincible. And,
Wait a minute.
2 will
That
overwhelm.
can't be right. Those numbers.
Okay.
No, those numbers are from Minneapolis. I got to fix that. That's not right.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to play a
So
surprise strike.
that is unusual. I find that strange. He
Okay.
got his 2 hits in with it and took 6 back and then just blew 3 cards to kill that invincible.
Four. When you
Is
control.
it 4?
Sorry.
It-
no.
It's not because he doesn't control
He
another
lost a
separatist unit.
separatist.
He's got to
He's-
play one. That
1 to the
he's going to go 1 to base here with the TIE fighter. I'm going to let you call this while I try to work out what's going on here in the
I'm
background.
trying to figure out whether, I'm not really rooting for one over the other, but I'm definitely in headspace of playing Count Dooku since that's my deck.
Yeah.
Attack him
What's
for,
going on here, guys?
2 and then plus the 1.
So he's going to
on
lose.
attack ability.
See, this is the,
And then Sabine takes 2.
yeah, he's going to lose that guy. I find that to be one of the weaker cards in my deck, which is strange because it looks like it's a 2-drop that should attack for 4,
Oh, that-
but it just
okay, on
doesn't
the
ever work out that way.
Okay.
Oh, he has a,
I will
There we go.
play.
here's a 6.
I will
He's going to have to exploit.
action for exploit 1. I will exploit TIE Fighter token. And I will play the Invisible Hand for 4.
For 4. So now the invisible hand, the new invisible hand is very exciting.
And then
So it's a
I
6/6 for
search the top
6.
8 cards.
But she's going to go look at the top 8 cards of his deck and pull out any droid that he wants.
Play it.
And if that droid happens to cost 2 or less, he gets to play it for free. So here's where you start chunking out your swarming vulture droids, and they start getting real big real fast. Now, I don't know if Luis is playing the vulture droids. If he is, it's really weird because we haven't seen one in his hand, and he's already done through them, and you would think he'd have at least 10 in there. Whew. Let's see what he grabs.
You haven't attacked with this one, right?
Yeah.
So he's looking at something on the ground. Maybe another one of those
I'll play
those 2/3
B1,
droids.
2 or
Oh,
less.
okay. So he's playing
Okay.
using it to grab a sentinel,
Random order the ones on the bottom.
which is it's going to eat up 4 damage, but not even that because that guy has overwhelm.
Gotta attack that. So 3 will overwhelm.
Getting a 3/1 sentinel to block a 4/4 overwhelm and then not having a follow-up damage is tough.
13.
Should be 15. You're at 12 for 4.
3 goes
Yeah.
to base. Okay. So
Yeah, because it's whatever is.
Mike is on the
his health, right?
on the ball here. He's not letting anybody get away with not taking enough damage.
Okay. Got one left. I will.
So let's see if Luis makes the decision to get that one extra damage in or claim so that he can get the attack.
3 available.
3.
2 used.
2 used. Got 5 used. 1 no. I will
So he's got, Mike has 3
take
available.
initiative.
Okay.
There you go. So he decided that it wasn't worth
5. And pass.
Okay.
Red 5.
red
Okay.
5. Ooh, that's a pretty red 5.
That is a pretty red 5.
It's the OP kit one.
Yeah.
The foil version.
I think that's the one you got. That was one of the regional cards, I think.
Is it? I thought it was
oh, no, you're right. It's just one of the OP kit ones. You're right. You're right.
Oh, that's one of my favorite
Nope,
cards in
wrong
this
card.
deck. In the green white, or the green yellow,
Mm-hmm.
is the No Good to Me Dead.
It's pretty solid.
And then he puts it down.
I will.
There we go. Okay, that's what we played.
So I'm curious
The
if he's
base.
sideways. And then it's all, that trigger that we got last time, he's also getting it again. But it is a May trigger, so if he don't do it, he decided to do it. So he's going to look at the top 8. Let's see what he gets here. Ooh, he's going to show us. Another one.
Play that one.
Another one.
And then
Which is going to die immediately to Sabine.
Oh, yeah.
So he threw out another Sentinel, another 3/1 Sentinel, which is going to, Sabine's going to attack into it, and Sabine's going to kill it without taking anything back. Really? I mean, I guess maybe he's trying to race here. He's going to throw the K2SO in? Okay.
The on attack will kill it.
Leader data is still not right. I'm not sure how to fix it.
We'll get back to it.
Yeah, I'll have to work on it between rounds. Anyway, I'm going to ignore it for now. The leader data you're seeing, guys, is not correct. It's from Minneapolis. Just ignore it. I'll get it figured out soon.
We've got a 15 to 15.
Yep.
But Mike has a lot more damage to throw, left to throw at the base this round.
3.
So I feel like I'm leaning back.
Yeah,
I'm all settling in and leaning back.
Well, that's okay. Get comfy, but
I'm comfy, but
that
I
wall
keep-
behind you is partly shielded by a fabric piece. So
I know, I keep bumping. That's what I was bumping.
There's a gap there. Starting with a patrolling ATT in the ground arena here. Big Sentinel coming in.
So a big old Sentinel that's going to stop everybody that gets thrown at it. Mike doesn't have one thing
K2's going to have to smash it. Yeah.
Only does 4 damage.
Yeah. And then
With 1 defeat, will do 3 to your base.
it's going 3 to base with
he's going
K2's
for the
when
damage.
defeated. Now, Sabine's going to be able to kill this thing for free, but it's also going to slow down Anakin a little bit. This is Anakin's flip turn.
Okay.
Oh, no, Anakin's got Overwhelm. Oh, that's so rude.
Play Biggs on red 5.
Biggs.
Upgrade. So it's
Starting to feel like Mike's got this game. He keeps having
I will.
plays here.
Yeah, I think he just has an advantage. He has so much stuff that just comes with Overwhelm. And
Yeah.
when you try to chump things with a bunch of 1 toughness guys, 1 health guys,
Yeah.
that doesn't help.
I do feel like Luis maybe made a bit of a mistake earlier. You talked about maybe probably should have attacked into the A-Wing with Invincible. Probably should have.
That was 5 damage. So
Yeah, I mean, not only 5 to his base, but then he can kind of run over it without taking lethal damage back because of the way the raid works. So
18, right? 5 is 20.
Yeah.
you can see Luis shaking his head. He knows that this is a struggle. He's probably not.
well,
gonna
let's say
manage to-
Anakin when Anakin flips here, Anakin's
Plus
swinging
1,
for
2,
7.
3.
Like Anakin just swings to base, and that's game.
Every 5, that's on the base. So I have so 15
Yep.
plus 3. Hit this guy.
Yeah, that's obviously the wrong leader. I got to fix that in
6
between rounds.
Overwhelm.
Oh no, he can't. Okay, so he gets 6 Overwhelm,
So he's 1 away.
so he's
But,
not quite
okay.
there.
So, you mean Luis just has to claim and then stop 3 guys?
And stop 3 guys, no problem.
One
No
of which
problem.
has Overwhelm.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 of which have Overwhelm because of
Attack with them,
Biggs.
and- oh no.
Yeah.
Because an overwhelm here do 1 extra damage.
You would have gotten the 30?
Yeah, would have gotten to the 30 then.
Okay.
But yeah, that's fine. Then I'm gonna play K2SO and pass.
So stop 4 guys, 2 of which have overwhelm, and 1 you can't kill because it kills your
damage.
base when it dies.
Oh, yeah.
Luis needs to put the base damage on his base from the overwhelm.
4 down.
Okay.
Okay. And I passed.
Yeah.
But I think even with all of this, even if Luis gets all of these little bonuses, I don't think it's going to matter.
This is not gonna work. This is not gonna happen.
Oh, should be 6 damage on base from the overwhelm.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. 929.
Ooh, I have made a grievous error here. Okay. Well, good news. These are fixable.
No, this is Dooku and Anakin. This is not Grievous.
Oh, I see what you did there. No, I'm realizing that in my setup buttons,
Yeah?
I have the hero aggression leaders from Twilight completely numbered wrong, so they're all off by 1 card.
Ah.
So that's a fixable error, but it's an unforced error, as we say in the business.
Yep.
What?
I mean, the OB is going to feel good. I just don't think it's going to get him where he wants to be.
You do 35 damage with the overwhelming barrage.
mean-
Then you win the game. Actually, no, then you lose because he either attacks or you kill K2SO.
3, 1.
So, don't matter. Does
3, 4. No, it won't matter.
Doesn't matter.
He can clear Anakin and Sabine.
Oh,
He's only got 7.
7. 3, 4. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So 3,
3.
4, and he's still got 4 left to shell out. He could kill K2, but then K2 kills him.
Right.
So
there's
you can't
no
kill
out
K2.
against K2.
And then
So,
K2 swings. Yeah, K2 on the board basically seals the deal here.
You need sound effects.
And he said 4.
I have
Like
actually,
hit a
you
button
joke.
that
I've
K2SA says
You
something
know,
here.
Star Wars is there's so much great material out there. I've legitimately thought about, like, for certain iconic characters, like when I press the button to flash their card,
Ooh, that'd be neat.
you get a little quote from them. But the problem is then now you've got the players at the table talking, we're talking, now the interface is talking to you. Feels like it's a little too much.
No, you just have to keep it punchy. You get a little art. If somebody plays R2, you get a little R2 screen.
And there's a fresh one for you if you mouth off again. All right, Mike claims game 1 here. Let's get set up for game 2. In the meantime, guys,
YouTube.
let these guys do their sideboard shenanigans, and then you guys get it's ad roll time here, baby. So let's go do that. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. What's up, everyone? Raptor here with a quick reminder about upcoming Star Wars Unlimited tournament coverage right here on the channel. Next Saturday, June 14th, we're going to be up in Austin, Texas with live coverage of the Planetary Qualifier at the Dragon's Lair location as well. That's up there. Just like today, that will be an 11 a.m. U.S. Central or 1600 UTC start time. If you're watching on YouTube, the link to the scheduled stream can be found in the video description below or by following the QR code you're seeing on your screen right now. Covering that PQ will conclude our competitive Star Wars Unlimited streaming here on the channel until Season 1 launches sometime probably in late summer or early fall. It has been a hell of a ride. From Mobile to Denver to Austin, Houston, and Minneapolis, I hope you're enjoying our brand of live streaming Star Wars Unlimited play. If you're in Vegas for the Galactic Championships in a few weeks, come find me. Say hello. Let's have a drink. Let's chat. Community is what games like this are all about. I hope you'll return later in the fall. You'll join us later this year for more live coverage of competitive Star Wars Unlimited events right here on YouTube and Twitch. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure either of these guys really sideboarded. Did you see can anybody swap anything out there, Trey? I did not.
I was riveted at the screen in front of me, gazing into your beautiful eyes.
Oh, you're so sweet. There, I got the leader fixed.
Okay.
You should be proud of me.
I am proud of you. You just had to do a little, give a little corrective smack to the person that set all this up for you.
I had to do a little Stream Deck surgery live on camera, but we got through it. No big deal. It's like I said, self-inflicted wounds.
I have a question, Wes.
Yeah, what's up?
What does it say about you and me being in here calling these games while our pet decks are getting smashed on camera?
I don't know what you're talking about, Trey. My pet deck was not played earlier. I have not actually played. I've actually played Lake Country. Like Lake Country feels like something. Man, I'm not sure who I would pair that with yet.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I always want that double whatever, the aggression.
I know, right?
The command, even command. I love command.
I have seen
Vigilance.
I have seen people pair Lake Country now with Cad Bane. We saw Phasma earlier. I've seen it tried with Hera. Leia. There was a very successful Leia Lake Country deck in the Denver sector qualifier. But like every time I look at it, like you, I'm just like,
See, I think the most acceptable one that you said there was Hera, because I will accept playing.
I don't know, man. I love Command and Hera.
I didn't say it was the best choice. I just said I would accept that one because she does so much other stuff and isn't really relying on command. All right, we got a bunch of 2-drops.
All right.
So I'm feeling like I'm going to try and. I think Luis is going to play the Confederate thing in the sky, and then immediately exploit it for a 2-drop.
Confederate courier.
For his
Wind defeated.
assassin droid, commando droid, whatever that thing is.
Go.
The one on the left.
Yes. Well, actually, at this point, I don't think I would exploit it. I'd make him. I'd use it to soak up damage out of this Y-wing myself.
But he wants to. Oh, I guess he is. I figure he would want to start attacking.
Let's see.
Like you just take the damage on the base from the Y-wing, and now it gives you a separatist card that you can attack with, so that when you attack,
True.
it's now 4. And he didn't play anything on the ground to stop it.
Okay.
Is that a phase 3 guy? That is a phase 3 guy.
Phase 3. Oh, Phase 3 Trooper. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got looks like the Techno Union Transport space unit there, and then I see it now. The ground commando, the little 2-coster.
Yeah. I think I would have played that on the.
And then he would have had 2 ground units, but then the battle droids are separatists. Oh, that's that would have been a good play.
Yeah.
You know what? Totally forgot. 2 to base.
There we go.
And you don't want to soak up just 1 point of damage of indirect with it because you want that exploit.
Okay. Well, let's see how he does it then.
I think here
Oh,
he's going to go for the
bigs.
Techno Union.
Going bigs again up high.
You're good.
Now that I'm looking
Bigs
at
on a
this, I don't
fighter
have the
gets-
Techno Union in my deck, but eating one to turn a Techno Union from a 5 to a 3 is not bad. Because it is a separatist.
It is separatist, yeah. It's a space. It's a 4/5 shielded space
space
unit. It's a new one out of JTL. One of the few separatist cards out of JTL that I can think of off the top of my head. Kind of a very overlooked one, I'd say.
Except for the 6/6s.
Well, that's true. Those guys
And the
get.
Swarm Droids.
Oh, fine. You steal all my fun.
And all the other ones. And then he didn't play it. I don't quite understand this one.
Trying to make sure that the ground arena is safe.
Attack your base.
Okay.
But the on attack happens first. So you do 3 indirect damage. You choose there.
Okay, so we're going 3 out of the Y-wing that cannot be stopped to the base, and then 3 indirect that Luis gets to place however he chooses.
Nope, Luis, that doesn't work the way you want it to.
I'll
It has to be
do
combat damage.
2 to
Yes.
this one.
Okay.
But do you know?
It does not work that
Is
way.
that
They should get a
combat
judge
damage?
ruling on that if he's
That's
not
just indirect
if he's
damage.
not sure.
Combat
So
damage.
you wouldn't get
It's not combat damage.
I don't think so, because I think combat damage is when
Experience
they like,
token.
attack and.
attack each other, right?
Yeah.
attack
Okay.
each
So
other.
they got it right. Good call.
This one will do
They
2.
sussed it out.
It's nice when you can ask your opponent and get an answer that you're okay with, and then you're just like, okay, no, it's good.
Yeah.
Life is good. He's gonna have to put 1 more on the base unless he wants to eat his top end guy there. So now might be a good time, but he could still make that exploit play, Trey. You were talking about.
He could.
A-wing and pass.
But now he's way behind.
See, I feel like he should have done it. He's not seeing it. I think.
Or he's not. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's saving that one as a resource.
So-
I mean, now 2-drops are kind of useless.
Just one of the tricky things. This is a speculative, but one of the reasons I think that exploit might not have caught on all that well is that sometimes the exploit, the benefits and the math get real squirrely to see, and you miss things that you might not otherwise. You just miss things.
I definitely can see that's why it wouldn't have caught on with the casual players.
Right.
That I just want to make a thing.
Yeah.
Um,
But for you, like for the hardcore, hard guys, they're not going to miss that stuff.
They wouldn't have missed it. And so
Yeah.
if it was good enough to play at the top tables, it would have caught on.
Well, he's going to smash into the A-wing to get his battle droid there from the Wind Defeated.
and then I create a battle droid.
So now he can use Tarkentown to finish that. Oh wait.
Oh
never
wait,
mind.
incorrect deck, sir.
Sorry.
I'll hit your base for 3 and deal 3 indirect damage.
So it takes
All right,
6.
so 1, 2, 3 more for sure, and then the 3 indirect pretty much all has to go there unless he wants to lose any of his units in this ground arena.
Everything Mike has on his side of the table is just a big middle finger to all of the stuff on the right side with, with 1 toughness, 1 health.
So you feel like
all the overwhelm, all the indirect, like sure.
Feel like just kind of a bad matchup a little bit?
It's a bad matchup.
Now,
like,
you know what's interesting? We haven't seen him use Anakin's game text, really. Like, he hasn't, I guess he hasn't felt like he needed to, but, you know, generally you see Anakin played with blue, as an example, because the blue units tend to be a little on the weaker side. But then,
having the bigger butts.
And having the bigger butts, and then Anakin can help make that up, right? Anakin Yellow, frequently red-yellow, especially red-yellow hero, is a pairing that doesn't generally spend a lot of time interacting with your units. It just goes for the jugular.
Right.
And so Anakin... Which
is what he's doing.
Which is what he's doing. I'm not saying he's playing the deck wrong. I'm saying it feels odd that he's chosen this leader with this deck.
I'll do...
Maybe he just... I mean, that big overwhelm shot at the end is pretty good. Maybe he's...
Oh, he can't play OB. He's only got 4 resources.
Try again.
4. You're right.
Try again.
And you can't exploit it either.
Okay, he's going to play the Techno-Unit Transport.
Exploits 1.
We're going to exploit something to get that guy out.
I wonder if Luis is a little bit nervous being on camera. He's kind of got those little... I've said it like when I said...
Could be.
When we did the show down here before, and it wasn't because I'm on camera. I was just kind of at the top tables and a little jittery from it. So I can kind of see some mannerisms.
Could be. He did stop me when he was setting up, and I got him to the table, and I was getting all our info, and he goes, "Man, I love your stuff on YouTube." And I was like, "Dude, awesome! Thanks for please just thanks for playing on camera." Like, I think a lot of people, and we point this out during the players meeting. They're allowed to tell us no in the Swiss rounds. So like, we invite them to play. They are not required to play on camera.
Yeah. And there's 39 other tables playing at this game right now, so it's a big deal to be on. It's a big deal to be on stream, and it's a big
card from your hand. If it's a unit,
responsibility, but it says something about you that you're willing to sit there and be criticized when there's 39, there's 78 other players being anonymous sitting at their tables.
I know.
So
well, and the other thing is that and I was talking about this with somebody earlier in the day as well. We are only able to showcase a very small portion of the event, right? There are 40 games around going on. And we are showing you 1, or 40 matches around, and we're showing you 1.
Can you cut to that room camera real quick? Just blip to it.
It's a little difficult from here, but
okay. This is part of the conversation that we're so focused in on this match, but there's a whole room of this stuff. It would be cool to which we've shown the room before.
Yeah, the room view will go between rounds. So, chat saying that Luis feels a little lost, maybe. And I think it's possible. I'm speculating. I haven't asked him. One of the things in my experience, this goes back to the conversation we were having earlier about exploit. One of my experiences in learning to try and play exploit decks is, I look at it a little bit like Han 1, right, out of the first set. When you play Han, that is a deck that, in my mind, the reps matter. Understanding what lines of play to take matter. I think exploit's the same way. I look at exploit as a deck that has exploit in it. You've got to put reps in to understand what needs to happen, how the cards interact, what the kinds of things you can get discounts on and cheat out early. And I think sometimes you don't see those things until the cards are in your hand and you're at the table. And in the moment, you go, "Oh wait, I could get that out right now."
Right, and it's a more complex line of play, more complex method of playing. That is, you can't rely on reps from other decks to make
no,
because
correct.
Nothing plays like Han, where you're eating cards to gain
resource advantage,
and nothing plays like exploit, where you're eating your dudes to play bigger stuff.
Yeah.
So it definitely requires more investment ahead of time to get good and confident at it.
Kill the phase 3 Dark Trooper.
I think just 1, right? Because you said deal 2 damage. This one was at 1. So that's 2 damage right there.
Okay, thank you.
These are the most genteel.
Okay. Gonna attack the Dark Trooper.
Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a little sportsmanship.
Little sportsmanship over here.
I love it.
5. You said +2?
Yeah. I'm all about it.
I didn't need it. I just wanted the more damage on my base.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just wiping this thing out. He wants the damage on his base so he can make Anakin bigger when he flips out.
That's a strong statement of, dude, you're just not hitting me hard enough. Hit me harder, dang it.
Hit me in the face as hard as you can.
Please, do more damage so that my deck works
better. The first rule of Fight Club, ladies and gentlemen, is we do not talk. about Star Wars Unlimited Fight Club?
4 to base.
All right, 4 to base here. That's, of course, exactly music to Mike's ears, apparently.
You do have to turn it sideways, though.
I already forgot. 11? Okay.
That's only 11, huh? So one of the things one of the habits I've tried to put myself into is I do similar things where I make change off the deck, but I will call out, like,
Yes.
I'm at 8, this is taking me to 11, and then end up with 11.
I was just fixing to say one of my favorite things that I've kind of learned that I think has improved my own mechanical play is exactly that. I watched some guys in Denver doing that. He would literally, the guy would tap you and say, "I attack your base for 3," and he would look down and he'd go, "Okay, I'm at 8. I'm going to 11." He would vocalize it and then change out tokens. Yeah. And I was like, I really like that because it's you're communicating very clearly with your opponent. Everybody knows what's happening. There's no question.
Right. So what do we have? We have
He's got a waylay, an old school invisible hand, and an invincible. He doesn't want to exploit his Techno Union guy, that's for sure. He's got 6 resources?
He's playing. Yeah, they're at 6 resources,
Okay.
so Anakin's coming out.
See, I would have waited on that attack for exactly that reason.
17.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So I think the invincible, not invisible.
I will.
He can't afford the invisible hand. He can play invincible. Only cost him 5 if he
Only
wants
cost
it.
him 5.
Don't.
Oh, he's playing the. He's playing the. Oh god.
Invisible hand, which is 8, brings it down to 6.
Oh, okay.
Once again, it
I'm
doesn't
not
go there.
sure about that.
And
He
then
wants the 4 battle droids, maybe.
play
Maybe?
4 battle droid tokens.
Maybe he's just trying to snipe here at the end. He's trying to get a bunch of damage in.
Sorry.
So he's going to do. If none of these die, he's going to do 8.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Maybe you think he's trying for the on attack next turn.
Yeah, he wants that on attack next turn too.
That's
Basically attack with everybody.
possible.
But
I could see it.
8's not really going to help. He's what, 15? That'll put him at 23. He has to do that twice.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of ground to make up. Now next turn's Dooku's flip turn as well, but with Anakin coming out here hitting for 8, I'm not sure that or at 7. I'm not sure he's going to be around.
He gets a +3 because of the 16 or 15 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 7. That's it. Lewis can hit for 8. Lewis can hit for 8, but it's taking 7 twice.
Okay, Luis going to grab the initiative. His turn's over. Anakin's going to free swing here for 7.
I'll hit one of your battle droids.
Okay, so he's gonna murder a battle droid and do 6 overwhelm instead. In the end, functionally, the math doesn't work, and well, he's still a single action away here
Right.
in game 2.
Overwhelm is just base.
Just base, okay. 6, 23.
Yep.
It is nice to see somebody using the little damage pad things.
You say that, and I look at it, and I watch him sit there and try to make it work, and it just makes me think of the meme of "there was an attempt."
No, I agree. Chat's saying that maybe Luis just a little newer player. It could be, and that's okay. Just like you said, you got to start somewhere, and it's none of this is bad criticism. It's just I was just commenting more that it's a skill. That kind of communication with my opponent is something that I'm trying to work on myself when I play, right, to get better at myself. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important for people like me that I'm gonna play on camera in my own house or whatever. You put videos out there, people see that, mm-hmm. right, and then they can maybe pick it up themselves and develop that skill for their own use.
And like Luis is teaching people right now.
I don't think Luis has an out. Now, he did draw a Sentinel. He did draw this patrolling AAT. That's going to buy him time, but it's not going to buy him a lot of time. Because
Anakin's just going to steamroll right
Anakin's going to walk over it and still push damage through.
And that Sentinel is going to eat his whole turn. All of his
Well,
resources.
it will eat all his resources. This is Dooku's flip turn, which he didn't make it to Dooku's flip turn last game, but he did now.
Progress.
I'm just saying. He's got 7 resources available. He pretty much has to do this. I don't think he has a choice. The Waylay is a great card, but is not going to get him what he needs here.
Did Dooku exploit something?
Dooku did not. He could have exploited there and saved him a little. Now, that would have been a good play.
Attack it for 6.
So
It deals 4.
it would have been cool to see him maybe use Dooku on one of the battle droids and then and have the ability to bounce K2, but then he still gets run over by Anakin. Yeah, I don't think it matters. I'm just trying to think through other lines that might have worked in this situation.
Rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic.
You kind of are. You kind of are. But I'm still trying to just because I don't play exploit. Right. Give me the opportunity to kind of think through it. So in the end, it's going to end up being 6 to base here from Invisible Hand, but then Anakin's going to swing in for 7. Actually, Anakin's going to swing in for 8 now, and that's the game. That's the game. Well, there we go. Anakin Yellow looking really solid here. A surprising, I won't say surprising result. I still think it's a bit of an interesting leader pairing, but damn if Mike didn't make it work, right?
The first, second, what's it called? When you draw on the first 6, I didn't draw, I think it was the Invisible Hand, this one, or Invincible. Okay. And that one usually gets me, pretty early on, like some good damage.
Yeah, the no good to me dead there would have been a deal, would have been a back-breaking card. Having that available in your hand, and we saw Luis resource one here in game 2. Having that available on Anakin's flip turn to just shut him down saves you like 18 damage to your base.
And listening to him talk just now, he pointed out something that I thought made me think of something interesting to say, in that when you play a deck like this and you put a few reps into it and you learn that first line of play. So he was talking about wanting Invincible on his opening hand because that's how it usually gets him where he wants to be.
Right.
So that's great, and you learn that, but you also, the more reps you put in, that's where you start learning the other lines of play that'll get you there. So that when you don't draw the Invincible, play the Confederate, exploit it, play the 2/3 guy that has raid 2.
And then because and
then you put pressure on him.
Right. So what we were talking about in game 2, right? He could have played the Confederate into the space arena, immediately exploited it, and created both a battle droid and the commando in the ground arena, claimed initiative, and then as long as the battle droid is still and his opponent's already played a space unit. So
he wouldn't have claimed initiative, but because his opponent played a space unit, there was no way anything was going to die.
Exactly.
So he was going to start hitting for 4 immediately.
So he could immediately swing in for 4 on turn 2. And
then he puts a lot more pressure on him.
Yeah. So it does put you behind cards, let's say, because that's a 2-card combo to pull that shenanigans off.
Yeah.
But it's also interesting now that I think about it. It also allows Dooku to lane dodge in kind of a way, right? Because he's on the button going into that game. He's going to pick an arena and say, "This is what I'm doing," and then his opponent sets up across from him with an A-wing, and then you're like, "Oh, well, I want to get out of here now." So then he can call the audible, sack his own unit, go to ground. That's actually really cool. I wouldn't have thought of that.
It is a fun deck to play.
I got to build this thing now.
It is a fun deck to play.
I got to build this thing now. You've piqued my curiosity, let's say.